nonsense, it's not funny.
Right, our days on the day. I'm having loads of fun. I'm really loving just going to a place and then just walking around. Probably still seeing a lot of the tourist side of a place, but actually just walking around and saying hello to people. Not having any idea how to communicate with them really, but giving them a smile and a wave and a nod and moving on. So it's lots of fun to see these amazing new places that are just so different.
Yes. Yep. Indescribable fun, as we would say. I'm having fun. Although if you would have asked me this earlier today, I would have said no, because Ruby betrayed my trust and Mum was being annoying. I still haven't forgiven Ruby for it. But at the moment I am having fun. And the whole thing's been fun, apart from when I'm not in the mood and I say the whole world is bad, I'm depressed, etc, etc. This whole thing's boring, why can't I just go home, etc, etc. But today it is fun. Sometimes, sometimes not. Yes!
Yes, it's good days and it's bad days. The most fun is when we're out and about and we're actually doing stuff and we're seeing things, and actually I think it's strangely a bit more fun when we're moving around a little bit more. We've been in Hanoi for 9 days now. We did go to Halong Bay, but it just it kind of starts to get normal and a bit stagnant if you stay in one place for too long, but you also need to have your rest time or else you get really tired. So it's kind of up and down at the moment, but yes, it is still fun.
The only thing I like when Lily annoys me, and that's a lot. I don't really not like any of the parts, apart from it's too hot, and sometimes the showers are too cold, so the swimming pool most of the time. It's kind of getting boring. When Mum's being annoying, when we have to do homeschooling, although that's only sometimes, like if I'm doing my ice cream project, which I'm doing now, then I like doing homeschooling. But if it's like IXL, which is maths and English, then not really. I also don't like when we have to sleep in the trains, because they're not comfortable. And last time we did it, I didn't have Ellie, so I had a really, really bad sleep. And when we had to walk over that bridge the other day, I did not like that either. But apart from that, it's been cool. When you get homeschooled.
The difficult parts are sort of organising, trying to organise 6 people, moving around, finding places to stay, booking travel, accommodation, all of that. Also, it is difficult fitting in the responsibilities that I think we have of educating our children, doing the work that we have to do, fitting that in with also trying to see the places that we're in. Is a tricky balance.
When it's stormy and forget it's hot, and sometimes at night I feel scared. That's all.
The bits I don't like is how hard it is sometimes, how tired you feel. We feel tired quite a lot, especially with a lot of the travelling that we have to do. The difficulty of having to work, so we can't afford to do this without working. And I know there's a lot of families out there who have TV channels who aren't actually working, and I often imagine what it must be like, how different it must be like to do something like this without having to work, and how much easier that might be. So that side of things is really tough, but you know, it's also exciting. We're developing a new business. We're doing a lot of, you know, we're making these videos. This is something new that we've taught ourselves, and the more we do, the hopefully the better we get, and it's just nice to learn new skills. But having to work when you're doing all of this is really, really tough, and I find that the hardest thing.
We go swimming, the airplanes, and we see a lot of stuff, and it's good stuff.
The parts that I like about travelling is being with the girls so much, seeing different, different elements of the world, all the different people, the different places, and I think for me, I get I get sort of itchy feet if I'm somewhere for too long. So being able to move around and one day you wake up and it's somewhere completely new and different, and you've got a whole new learning experience to sort of take in. So for me, that's ideal to sort of keep me going. So I love that side of things very, very much.
It's interesting and it's not boring. When the swimming pools aren't too hot, when the showers aren't too cold, and the swimming pools aren't too cold and not too hot, but the same. And when it's raining and there are storms. And also I like flying in planes. So the ice creams, the cake, the lovely food, the nice apartments, the cool swimming pools, the cool stuff we see, the new dresses we sometimes buy, etc, etc.
I just like the places and the countries that we've gone to, just seeing them for the first time and being a little bit overwhelmed, but then by the time you leave somewhere, just feeling really comfortable and at home there. So we stayed in places for up to about a week. So when you first arrive, and it's, especially in the bigger cities, it's just a whirlwind. But then very quickly, for example, yesterday just walking around in the old town of Hanoi to see, you can see who the new arrivals are because they're really unsure about things like crossing the road, which once you've been here for a little bit of time, it's just, you've just crossed the road and everything gets out of your way. So just things like that you just become accustomed to the chaos around you, or the helter-skelter of the big city life and people going about their business and bikes buzzing everywhere, and that is a lot of fun.
All of it except homeschool. I miss going to a proper school, although some people are going to say she is crazy. But then if they were doing it, they'd probably feel the same as me. I miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss all the other teddies who I had to leave behind. I still think of them though, hope they're watching. And I miss having loads and loads of clothes so that every day I can wear a new item of clothing and I don't have to wear the same item of clothing for a month. Well, the same 2 items of clothing together for a month, because I probably have wear the same item of clothing for whatever. And I miss, that's pretty much it.
No, there's nothing that I miss.
Home. Home. Granddad. Granddaddy. My teddies. And my family. Well. Izzy. Oh, she's my best friend.
I miss my family. I have to say that's quite tough. It's interesting, I miss having a conversation with people who are outside of my direct family. Sometimes, you can get a bit, I don't know what it is when you're all on a boat together. So I miss my family sometimes.
Because if you're at home, you don't exactly see a lot of stuff. When you're traveling, you see a lot of stuff. Learn a lot of stuff. Maybe. Well, because you have all your friends there, and most of the time with your family, and you know some of the stuff there, so you don't usually get lost.
No, definitely not. Although I love the people at home and my friends and my family, which I do a lot. This is just so unique and different, and I've always been one to kind of go down the road less travelled and to kind of show that road to my girls and see different things. It's just amazing. So no, it absolutely is much better than being at home.
No.
Because you don't get to see the world.
Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Because at home, even if we don't have better internet, at least we know we're going to have internet. We have internet, and most of the time it is better internet. Here, sometimes we don't have that good internet. But here there's a swimming pool in nearly every place we go to, so we go swimming a lot more. And we spend more time with mum and dad. And we do less school, which is good. So...
No, it's better being on the road. We make our home wherever we are. We find our space, whether we've got a big 3-bedroom apartment or we're all in one room. We find our space. We live very well together as a family. We don't have the distractions of all of our stuff around us. We're often in very basically furnished or basic supplies on hand, accommodation, and we just got to make that our home for however long we're there. So the concept of our home, to me, this is our home now.
Same thing as it probably be without travelling with your parents, just travelling. Because I've never travelled with anyone but my parents, so I wouldn't really know what the difference between travelling with my parents and not travelling with my parents. But it is annoying because Mum gets angry sometimes, Dad gets angry, they say you have to do this, blah 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 blah, you have to do homeschooling, blah blah blah, etc, etc, etc.
It's absolute nightmare. No. It's a lot of fun because as difficult as it can be, you know, just being, I say on holiday, but travelling, it doesn't mean that all the stresses or strains that you would normally have at home are no longer around. Some of them may have changed slightly, but you've still got that sort of dynamic of where it's sometimes you'll argue and shout at each other and go crazy, maybe want 5 minutes to yourself, but I just love being around my family all the time, even when we're arguing, and I can usually at least find one person who I'm getting on with at any particular time.
Fun because they tell you stuff to do and they take you places that you haven't seen. Fun, interesting, exciting. That's fun.
Travelling with the family is amazing. I love being around the girls, seeing the girls take things in, hearing the little funny things that they say about stuff, seeing how they grow and they're growing as they progress through. You know, Lily's decided to take on more responsibility, she thinks, some of the cooking. You can see her changing in the way that she is with her sisters. It can be a bit difficult at times, obviously, because you need your own space. And the girls this week have been a little bit, have been arguing a little bit, and that's quite difficult. But mostly it's really nice travelling with your family. It's an amazing experience, and it definitely brings us closer together.
Don't listen to other people. If they say the food's bad, if they say that you shouldn't do this, yeah.
I don't have any advice to give them.
Just do it even if you're scared. Don't listen to other people if they say you're a really bad person. You should do it. So?
I have no idea. I would probably say make sure you bring a translator in human or book form, and prepare for very hot weather, and bring sun cream. Apart from that, nothing.
Just do it. It's, you know, it's not easy, it's not cheap, it involves a lot of planning and a lot of thought and a lot of a lot of your time, but you know, it's an opportunity, and if you have that opportunity, then you just go for it. Do what you can to make it happen, because truly, once you're doing it, you won't regret it.
The advice I would give to anyone who wants to do this is to come up with a plan. So it is expensive. It is quite a struggle, but it's worth all of that. So it's such an amazing, unique experience that if you can do it, if you can switch off from the kind of materialistic lifestyle that you have, or you put too much value in stuff, if you can let go of some of that stuff and use that money that you save to put into experience, then absolutely do that, because it will bring so much more to you than the stuff you surround yourself with. So, if you can, even if you do it for a month, or if you can only afford to do it for 2 weeks, go and do that DIY travel with your family, because the little package holidays that you get are so fabricated and enclosed that you don't see real life, you don't experience the realness of where you're going. So it's so easy now to travel around. There's so much online, there's so many people that will help you. That do a DIY for 2 weeks and you'll just have an amazing time. If you can make it a month, then great. But just go for it. Just take the leap.
I guess so. I tell them to do it. They're an only child though, because if they have sisters, they're going to annoy the life out of them. Their sisters are. I speak from experience. But I guess so.
Maybe. Because some people might like it, but then maybe some people won't. Some people might like to stay at home. Yeah.
People, do this.
Absolutely would recommend it to everyone, to do this at least once in your life with your children. I think having the girls do it with us makes it much more special than if me and Paul were doing it on our own. So, we're not young, we're in our 40s. I've spoken to a lot of people who have basically said, that's it, I can't go now, I've always wanted to travel the world, but it's impossible now, we've got the kids. And hopefully what we're showing is that it is possible actually, and it's not only possible, it's actually better, it's actually more enjoyable. We're doing it on a budget, and we're keeping to that budget, and we're working hard at the same time. So we're doing all we can to make this a reality for us, and I think other people can do the same.
Yes.
I have no idea. The only money I've spent would be technically £1 on a bracelet, and that's the only money I've spent. That is my money. Also, I bought a bracelet for Ruby, so technically I've spent £2. Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam are up here. And then here, there's Bangkok, Koh Chang are in the red, Siem Reap, Phnom Penh, and Koh Rong in pink, and Ho Chi Minh City, Mekong Delta, which was an island called An Binh, that's where we went. Hoi An, Trang An, and Hanoi are in blue, which is Vietnam.
About £27.55. How much does it cost today? We've been travelling for 2 months. A daily average spend is about £135. So 60 times 135.
So we've done 3 countries in 2 months. That's pretty good. We are working on a budget of about £130 a day. Originally, when we calculated all of this, and we used we were in the unknown, and we didn't realise, we were only going by books or what we read online. We were looking at a significant budget, and we had made a decision that was what we were going to use. But now we're trying to keep to a budget of about £130 a day. So if we're doing this, so we've done this for 2 months, so I think we've spent about £8,000 essentially. We're looking at probably in total spending about £25,000, and we have committed ourselves to that sort of cost, which in terms of what we're getting is quite incredible and what we're able to see. The other element is that we would probably spend that or thereabouts, you know, at home on needless bits and pieces. So if you look at it, I think it does tend to balance out, but again, it depends how you do it. And we are paying quite a lot for our accommodation because we sold our house. We can't do, for example, home swaps, but the bulk of our cost has come from accommodation. So actually, if you do have a home as an asset, you can do home swaps, and that would reduce the cost significantly for any family travelling as well. So, you know, don't be put off by our budget, or perhaps you might think, wow, that's a lot less than I thought it was going to be. But we haven't scrimped on stuff. We haven't, you know, not done activities, for example, and still felt that we've had a massive amount of value for what we've been paying on a daily basis.
Thanks for watching. We hope you like our video. Don't forget to click on like below. Subscribe to the TaawkTV channel below. Goodbye!